Carl, welcome to this week's edition of In the Dugout. We'll start off by looking back at the win against London Scholars at the weekend.
No questions?
No questions from the fans this week.
Okay.
So it was a hard-fought victory behind at one stage in that game. We had to come back and show some fighting spirit to win the game.
Yeah, they're a good team on paper, London, and it was a tough game. It's one of them when you finish and you say job done. You just got the job done and got the 2 points, and we came home. But they certainly give us a go for 50, 60 minutes, and they could have probably scored a couple more tries as well. Didn't help, and I hate it when we always score in that first couple of minutes. We seem to get a bit relaxed then, and then we get in a battle. But you would have thought, here we go, but it wasn't to be. And the scoreline was good at the end. I suppose Rich probably couldn't wait to get him in the changing room at half time, because we were getting a bit loose. It was a scrappy win. I put it, it was scrappy win.
There are a couple of players who've come into the side due to injury, and likewise recently Aaron Jones-Bishop and Liam Wellham who've continued to impress and score tries, so that they're making it difficult for Rich to select the team in the next.
Yeah, and they're staying in. He said that, so they're having a bit of a run of games, and I think Aaron scored in the last 4 games, which, well done to him, and he just needed to probably concentrate on one position. And he thought at one time he was back rower and then a centre, and then he didn't want to play on the wing, but he's done all right. He's playing on the wing, and he's got a lot of pace, and he's strong, so he's holding down his place.
Because we've all said from the start of the season, it's going to be a squad effort, isn't it? If we're going to do well this season and maintain our place at the top, we're going to need the squad players to come in and do a good job when needed. Yeah,
and we're getting tested, because we're starting to pick a few bumps and bruises up, and players out for 1 or 2 week or 3 week, and we're getting tested. We're not the only ones getting tested. Our Jill Ridge partners are getting tested, but we're still getting the players that are with us. So it's testing times, and we look out there, but we bring quality. We want quality in the team. Some good big games coming up.
Yeah, the next 2 at home, we'll just look ahead slightly. Hunslet and Keighley as the next 2 home games. Yorkshire derbies, big, obviously a lot riding on different games. We've obviously got Gary's return with Hunslet. Keighley are only 1 place below us on the table. There's a lot riding on both of them.
Yeah. We've got a big job this week, big journey, West Wales. Probably a game, doesn't matter what we do, we can't win. People's expectations are very, very high, and we'll go there, and after the 2 scores they've had, if we don't rack up any points, then we'll come in for some. But as far as I'm concerned, we need to just go there, get the 2 points, and that's the first and foremost, get those 2 points and bring them home. And as you say, then we've got a really big month ahead of us.
The West Wales game in July that's going to be at home has been moved to the LD Nutrition Stadium, Featherstone Rovers ground. It's the 2nd year in a row that we've taken a game there. What is it about that stadium that you like, and obviously good people there that have allowed us to do it?
Yeah, they're fantastic with us. Not that we like the stadium. Pitch 2's out of commission at the moment. Doncaster Knights, where we really like going, is having some pitch works again, where that would have been the preferred option, and our main pitch is getting done. We all know that, so we're only having to have 1 game away from home, the way we've rearranged some games. So we went to Featherstone last season, Oxford, and they really looked after us. Everyone enjoyed it. It's only up the road, so that was it. Before people say what about Donny Union and this and that, we've explored every avenue, and the only option available to us was Featherstone. So we'll take that. We need to get the fixture played. We don't want a backlog of fixtures, so we decided we'll go down and do that route, and we'll look at doing something with the ticket prices and that a bit later on. But we will talk a little bit about those games coming up with the Hunslet. Tough. I've watched them last week play York. Unlucky not to win that game. They were 24 24-0, I think it was, down, and they came back at them hard. They're doing all right, but you know, we'll be at home, so we'll that should be a cracking game. They only lost to York, same as us, 2 points, and they'll be all ready for us. Gary will make sure of that.
You mentioned it earlier, West Wales away this weekend, and a game that should have been played in March. I think everyone will be maybe relieved in the end. The weather will be a little bit nicer this weekend than it would have been a couple of months or so ago. It's a big game for us, really, isn't it? They've had the last two teams, the top two teams rather, in the past couple of weeks. York and Bradford put points on them. As you said earlier, the pressure's now on us to try and do something similar.
Well, you know, it's disrespectful to try and talk about going there and putting a big score on it. You know, we've all been in where they are now, and I think you see every coach and every club showing them a bit of sympathy, and we do, but you've got to start somewhere. They've got to believe in what they're doing and carry on doing it. But we need to win. But with what Bradford and York done, they've got some points on us, and we know how tight the season is. So you need to try and do everything you can possible to win the games, and if you can put some scores on, put some scores on. It's a real tight league, and we all know that, and we all know what we're playing for. So we'll go there and give them the respect they deserve. And 5.5 hour journey, you know, those two clubs haven't had to do that. So we'll see what that's like. We're going on the day, back on the day, so it's a tough ask.
And obviously there'll be players coming in, I'm guessing, without knowing the squad. I'm guessing that Rich will rotate it and bring players in that maybe haven't had as much game time recently. You never know.
Coachy.
So if they did, obviously you're going to have players coming in who maybe want to prove a point for games coming up in the next month or so. Yeah,
we've picked some bangs up. So I think, like he said the other week, anyone who's not 100% fit, he can't afford to carry them. And on this one, anyone who's not 100% fit, he can probably leave them out and give someone a run who hasn't had a run. So he'll do the right thing, as he always does. And you know, you don't know, I don't know what he's planning, but you're right. I would suggest if anyone's carrying a knock to stay out. Like I say, I've said it numerous times on this clip here that we've got a massive month coming up, a real big month, and it should really test us and see where we are. And a lot of games away from home, so you know, we've got a lot to look forward to. Just get this game out of the way. We've got the London one out of the way. Get the points. Keep challenging them to at the top. Keep snapping at their heels, and we'll see where it takes us.